Anger management. Hello, I'm Carol. Welcome to whatever channel or whatever video you are watching. I could be on Reverse De-Evolution. I could be on TikTok. I could be on a podcast. I could be anywhere that you're watching this. I am a peer companion. I am not a therapist or a doctor or a clergyman or any ordained spiritual force. But I'm sharing from experience. I'm sharing from raw experience with anger management. The module for today, it's Thursday. The module for today is emotions and thoughts processing safely, not regulating, safe processing of emotions, safe processing of thoughts, metacognition. Look that word up, metacognition. Thinking about our thinking. And for me, thinking about how my emotions are dealing with me, or how I'm dealing with my emotions. Last night I confronted a fear that I have of going to the grocery store. It's not just fear of exposure. It's not just fear of judgment. It's not just fear of too much data when I'm exposed to the fluorescent lights and the colors and all the data in the advertising at the grocery store and all the merchandise and all the people. It's not just overstimulation. It's not just exposure. It's not just fear of being scrutinized or being watched on cameras. That's not all I'm scared of. I mean, I could just about laugh off all that, because I think it's all a bunch of, for me, my opinion here on YouTube or wherever you're watching me on. Yeah, I'm trying to be politically correct here. I can laugh about it because I believe it's a bunch of flotsam. You know, it's a bunch of stuff that our systems are doing to us. It's corporate ruling. It's capitalism. It's it's wreaking havoc on our psychology and our nervous systems, and telling us to buy, and sell, and get friggin' brainwashed and stay programmed in the system. Yeah, I know I can laugh it up and laugh it off, because it's almost funny and amusing to me now. It's not just sad. It's amusing. It's sick. I mean old school sick, Generation X sick, not sick as in radical or awesome. Sick as in messed up. I know that now. What I'm really scared of is not being able to be regulated in public, not being able to be emotionally regulated in public, and being exposed to scrutinization, scrutinization, right, Carol? Scrutiny when I'm angry in public, or when I'm upset, emotionally dysregulated in public. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. All that disclaimer and all that aside, I will tell you what happened last night. I was at the grocery store. My worst fear was realized. I was going to lose my shit at the grocery store, and I almost did, but not quite. I was walking around the aisles, and I was trying to find this water enhancer. I'll walk around the kitchen. Dare I walk around the kitchen? Dare I even move? I was trying to find this water enhancer at the grocery store. And I would never have known, ladies and gentlemen, I never would have known that it was in the alcoholic beverages aisle at my particular grocery store that I go to quite often. I would not have known that it was in the alcoholic beverages aisle, the wine and liquor and such aisle. God knows, kombucha, whatever. I found it smack dab in the middle of an aisle. It was in a certain aisle in the booze, and the Hawaiian Punch and the powdered drinks and the water enhancer that I showed you was in the middle of the alcoholic beverages, and it made me wonder if they didn't care less that a person had to walk past a bunch of alcoholic beverage bottles to get to the non-alcohol, a certain non-alcoholic beverage. Now there was a soda aisle. There was an aisle totally devoted to sodas and water. In another aisle, there was devotion to coffee and tea and other stuff in another aisle. Why wasn't the Hawaiian punch and the powdered drinks and water enhancer in those aisles? Why? What were they doing in the booze? And I asked Gemini. I asked GPT or Gemini about that, and they said forced advertising. I don't know what terminology they use. Something in the vein of forced exposure of a customer to advertised items. So I don't know if they were trying to advertise alcoholic beverages. I don't know if the grocery store was trying to do that, to make like a capitalist or a aggressive promotional moves by rearranging stuff in the grocery store. Now I understand that, but for goodness sakes, the United States still has alcohol use dependency. The United States still has, whatever you want to call people who have issues with drinking. Alcoholics Anonymous still exists, and other recovery programs still exist. But the people that go to Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, and I used to go to open AA meetings. I know that they follow a recovery modality where they have to stay away from alcohol. Some of them are tempted. Some of them do not want to go into a bar. Some of them do not want. I don't even want to go through the alcohol aisle. I don't even want to start drinking. I'm not an alcoholic, but I don't even want to start drinking. I don't even. I'm not too attracted to the idea of having to walk down. I avoid the booze aisle. I avoid it, and there have been people that I've known in my life who do the same thing. Who wants to walk through the booze aisle? But let me get down to the what I'm talking about too. That's what made me so angry that they seem to hide the powdered drinks in the booze aisle, the alcohol aisle. They seem to hide it there, and I was losing my you know what, and it wasn't because they hid it. They hid the powdered drinks in the alcohol aisle. It was because I couldn't find it, and I was getting tired, and I was feeling foolish. My brain was my inner critic was starting to tell me that I was stupid, and I had to know where the drinks are, the water enhancer is, and but I was also solution oriented. I I asked Gemini, where are the drinks? And at first, the drinks, the powdered drinks, water enhancer. And Gemini at first gave me some logical answers and said, look in the coffee aisle, look in the tea aisle, look in the juice aisle, look in the soda aisle, look in the water aisle. I looked in all the aisles. And finally it said, okay, you can't find it there. Look in the booze aisle. And I did. And there it was. And the first thing that went into my mind was those poor alcohol use dependency people. That is like asking them to go to a freaking porn shop to buy a bicycle magazine. My roommate still loves bicycle magazines, and as long as I could afford them, I gave him a subscription every Christmas, and I can't afford that anymore. But that would be like asking my roommate to go to a porn shop to buy a bicycle magazine if he was a sex addict. I swear, not all of us can. Not all of us want to be exposed to alcohol or porn. Excuse me. God, I hope I don't get my video doesn't get my video might get hidden for saying that. At the same time, I call things out. And if PORN is something that someone's addicted to, they shouldn't have to go to a shop like that to buy a friggin' bicycle magazine. I shouldn't have to go to a shop like that to, you know, I remember when I actually went to counseling um, at a mental health center, and it was ironically across the street from an adult magazine shop, an adult magazine, adult movie shop. And I thought that was totally ironic. I even told my therapist, "Do you realize that you are working across the street from a P shop, a PORN shop?" And she laughed. We had a big laugh over that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I had a choice last night between totally losing my you know what and solving a problem. I knew that I had a choice. I could go home empty-handed without the water enhancer, or I could find it. There was nobody in uniform to help me at the store, and I didn't want to have to go to the check stand just to ask them to help me find. I felt stupid asking for help finding something. So I asked Gemini, and I just kept asking and asking. I just kept saying, "What, where is it? What is it even under? What is the water enhancer even under?" Till finally I exhausted all my questions, and I found it, and I did it without losing my you know what. I told myself I want to be able to go shopping. I want to be able to control myself. I want to be able to get something done, and I don't want my worst fear to be realized, that I'm going to end up going crazy in public and end up in San Bernardino or Alpine in a long-term mental health facility. That's not an option. Or spend 8 years at a partial hospitalization program and languish in group therapy for 5 hours a day every day. I don't want to go through that anymore. We have control of ourselves, you guys. We have control. It's our world. Yes. Safe home. Thursday principle. We have command over our emotions. Emotions are not a bad thing. They're a guidance system. I think it's an injustice to have to, go through a booze aisle to find Hawaiian punch. Not everybody wants to spike their punch, thank you very much. And I don't want to go crazy anymore. I want to recover from mental illness. Yes, that's right. You heard me. I want to recover from mental illness.